All right, today, it's Average Tech Guy. We are here and we finally have some Rode wireless mics. But not just any wireless mics. These are the Rode Wireless Pro. They've been out for a little while, but this is my first set of mics from Rode. So let's talk about them. So this is it. This is everything that comes in the box. You get your USB Type-C to C charging cable. This is also a data cable as well, up to 5 gigabits per second and up to 60 watts of power pass through on that. Then you get the actual bread and butter. So one of these is going to house the actual mics or the transmitter receiver, and the other is going to show you all the little gadgets and gadgets and whatnots. So let's talk about the little gadgets and gadgets first. In here, they give you so much stuff. It's like, it seems unreal. So this is your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. This goes from your receiver to your camera when you're using it. Then you actually get USB Type-C to C and USB Type-C to Lightning. So this is gonna work with your phones as well as your standard cameras. Then you do get magnetic clippings, just like so. I'll show you how these hook on in just a moment. We do have another one over here, and the reason it is a Lone Ranger is because I've already taken it out and tested this thing out. They do give you, either this is a bag or a microfiber cloth. Let's see what it is. Looks like a microfiber cloth. It is a very nice, thick microfiber cloth too. And you do get the insignia branding right there. So this is a nice cloth. Has a lot of weight to it, like that. What is this? Okay, so here we have the lav mics. So, oh, and we got windscreens in here as well. So let's get all this stuff out. And this little silicone packet, we always get rid of those. So don't want a dog to get them. But you get the tops to your mics. You get extra little pieces in here, little clamps. You get your windscreen for your transmitters as well as your lavs. Look like, no, just, let's see. Yep, lav and mic windscreen. So that's what we got. Cables. So everything you would need. So you can actually put the windscreen on top of here. Let's find that piece. Windscreen can go just like that on your lav, or you get the standard mic cover just like so. I prefer these. I mean, windscreens are cool, but I just prefer these over the windscreen. So this is everything that comes in the gadgets and gadgets case. We'll set that to the side. Now let's talk, and I'll keep these magnets separated. They are strong. Whoa. All right, so check this out. They are strong. I want you to see how strong they are. Very strong. So the connection is gonna be real when you put this on. All right, so here we go. Bread and butter, meat and potatoes, everything we like. This one. This is your receiver and transmitter ×2. So charging case, this is what they give you. A little unconventional, a little big. Now DJI's is pretty a decent size. This is shorter than DJI, but it's actually a little fatter than DJI. But you do get your 3 USB Type-C charging ports on the inside. When you close this up and you look behind here, you do get your USB Type-C charging port back here. So you're gonna charge this up, and you do get a hard bottom right there. So now let's talk about these mics. So as you can tell, I've been using this one. I had to use it because when I got it, I was very excited about it. So this one, I'm just now taking the paperwork off. But as you can see, I'll put that back on so you can see it. It says Wireless Pro, basically just giving you the standards and regulations and where this was put together. So normally when you start talking about these types of wireless mics, people are going to start talking about gain assist and 32-bit float and hours of capacity and all that good stuff. So typically what I'm going to do is I'll show you those numbers and I'll tell you about numbers, but we don't so much focus on the numbers side of it. What we like to know is, number one, is it easy and convenient to work with? Number two, does it sound good? And number three, does it give you an all-around friendly user experience while you are using this product? So these are the actual transmitters right here. You get number one and number two. Once you activate number one and number two on the receiver, you will actually see these going, and you can notice they are picking up what I'm saying as I am saying it, just like so. Now, one of the biggest things about these devices is, I'll just give you a quick little tour. Front of it right here, you do get LEDs up front, LEDs down bottom. Now, LED right here just means that it is linked and it is on. If you press this button, it is now recording what I'm saying. So it has its own built-in recorder, I think up to like 40 hours worth of record time. And that's 40 hours of 32-bit float. So basically, some of the highest quality, most compatible, and most editable audio that you'll be able to get while using this. And when you press it, it stops recording. This is your actual mic up top. Now, your mic has a few key things that I really want to show you. Your windscreen actually can snap right onto that mic. You put it on and twist. That is one of the premium features I like about it. You can twist it on. You don't have to worry about it jumping off or sticking in somewhere and popping out. You twist it on, and when you're done, you twist it off. And you don't have to use it. Then your 3.5 millimeter headphone adapter right there. USB Type-C, that is for your data, as well as it can be charged that way. And this is your power on and off button. You do get a clip on the back, and I told you that it does have the magnetic clip. So I do want to show you how these magnetic pieces work. Remember, these are very strong. And I kind of got to slide them apart. I'm gonna sit that over by itself. Now this piece, they give you this. This is going to lift up. This slides over that portion. If I can get it to do it like I did yesterday. All right. That slides over, giving you that metal piece. And there you go. Fits just like that. So you stick it down in your shirt, put this on, and you are ready to rock and roll. Or you either just clip it and then you're good. So either way, that's what you can do. Now, what I really want to do from this point on is, since I'm talking to you through another mic, I want to connect one of these. First off, let me tell you about the receiver itself. You do get a mini LCD display on it. Shows you your transmitter levels right there. USB Type-C. You do get your 3.5 millimeter headphone adapter. You do get your power button up top, and then you get your controls down bottom as far as your channels and your gain and things like that. So when you turn this on, you can actually change your channel, dynamic, auto, dynamic, different gain modes, just like so. And these things can be altered, and you can change depending on what you are doing. So a lot of different modes that you can swap through, and you can change up your things like that. I leave everything on auto, and I'm gonna do it just like so. Now, from that point on, I really wanna plug one of these in, and we'll do our video and our audio from this point on. And I'll tell you how I feel about the audio quality a little later on. All right, so there are three aspects that we're gonna check out. The first one is me talking directly into this, no windscreen, no nothing. I'll go back and I'll listen just to see how this is gonna sound, and we'll talk about it on the other side. But I really don't have like a doubt. I just wanna see if there's gonna be any popping, any rattling, any distortion, anything like that. So this is just the mic with no windscreen, and this portion of the mic is omnidirectional. So if I turn it back towards myself, it should be able to pick up just about anything that I'm saying, no matter which direction I'm talking in. Next up, I'm gonna grab one of these windscreens, And just remember, you pop it in, line them up, and you twist. And I missed the twist. Let's do it again. Pop it in and twist. And it's on there. So the windscreen is basically just going to be like a slight dampening effect. Like if you got a breeze blowing by, if you're standing under an AC vent, it's going to stop the flow of air from making that rattling, popping noise and just give you just a cleaner audio all the way around. So that is the windscreen, talking directly into it. Remember, omnidirectional, so no matter which way I'm talking at this, it should be able to pick me up. You'll hear some noise. And now let's talk about the last portion. So I'm gonna actually put this on my shirt. And remember, that magnet on there is very strong. So once you put it behind your shirt, your clothing, you still don't have to worry about anything. So this is typically how I'm gonna wear it, either here, 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 like somewhere on my shirt or clipped on something. And we do have the lav mic that we wanna try out. Now, I do want to tell you that the lav mic is not omnidirectional. So there's a speaker here and there's nothing on the back. So whenever you're speaking into it, make sure you're speaking directly into that speaker. However, this little cover really has no indicator of if it's front or back. So you got to remember what you're doing. I'm going to put this in just like so. We're not talking through it yet. I'm going to lay it down and then we'll actually talk about this portion. Now, Rode actually tells you to plug this in and twist the little ring. And I'll show you that these little golden rings, they actually come off of this 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. But I'll show you what happens when you put this in and you don't tighten it. So I'll use this one. So if you put it in and you don't lock it, it runs the risk of popping back out. Now you can take this you can actually take this completely off, this little golden ring, take it completely off, and then you can stick it directly in there, but it's not going to ensure you that it is going to be locked. So first things first, I always will tell people, even though Rode says to do it one way, it's a lot easier if you put the ring on first. Hear me? Ring goes on first. Now you get a nice secure connection, and let's make sure we're talking into the right end. But now you get a nice secure connection. If you try to pull it, it doesn't come out. If you just put it in there and then try to twist it, basically it's not going to give you that secure connection and it can come out at any time. So like I said, this is the lav portion. We already did the just plain mic. We did the windscreen, and this is the lav. Typically, I will say I like the way that lav mics sound better than just the mic itself. But for the most part, that is what you're going to be working with. And I'm no professional cameraman or videographer or audiologist by any means, but basically I would clip this on me, and as it's facing outward, it'll be able to pick up everything that I'm saying. And basically that is all you're gonna do. Since this has been out for almost a year, I would suggest you go and check out one of those if you really want like all the in-depth, if you're gonna be like a professional with this. But for my needs, for everything that I'm doing, this works really well. This whole setup. Now, like I said, we got to go back. We got to listen to the audio. Got to make sure everything is nice and crisp and clear. But I really don't have a doubt. These guys have been making these products for a minute now, and I think they know what they're doing. So let's listen to the audio, and then we'll see what we think about it a little later on. So there is one test that we kind of forgot and we left out, and that is the range test. So the Rode Wireless Pro basically says that you can go about 850 feet away from the device that you're recording on, and then it should still pick up. Now that is 850 feet line of sight. So just keep in mind, it needs to be basically not around the corner or in a whole nother room, which you can do that if you're close by, but not 850 feet in 4 rooms over. So just keep in mind, 850 feet line of sight range. The average person is probably not going to be this far away from their device. So just keep that in mind. We're just doing this as a trial. The furthest I'm probably going to be is about arm's length, maybe 2 arms length, taking pictures of me and my family, getting video, things like that. But for the most part, this is gonna be really good for those reviews when I'm doing bikes, and I got an electric skateboard and different things of that nature. So this is gonna be really good for if I'm gonna have to go away from the camera and let the camera just do its thing. But hopefully this line of sight or the actual amount of distance I walked away from it still sounds really good and really crisp and really clear. Like I said, I'm just using the mic, no windscreen, no lav, no nothing, just a straight up mic. And remember, we can still put this directly on the chest, just like so. You can't even really see it now, you can see the top of it. But one thing we also did not mention, there is no active noise cancellation with this device. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking for ANC, this ain't the way to go. This is not gonna have it, but we still wanna make sure that the audio is crisp, clear, and not distorted or any snaps, crackles, or pops while we're talking. So hopefully we achieve that. So we'll actually talk about that in the final part of this video. All right, so as usual, late to the party, but I will tell you the Rode Wireless Pro is a really good way to go. Now, the 2 drawbacks that I did not like the most is that number 1, they don't support Bluetooth connectivity, and also they don't have an active noise cancellation system. Now, you do get the windscreen that's gonna block out some ambient noise, but for the most part, no true noise cancellation on these devices. So, and also, they don't really connect well to a lot of my on-the-go stuff, such as my DJI Pocket, which I'm recording on right now. And you see I'm using a different mic. But for the most part, they are reliable, which is big in my book. They offer you a lot of connectivity as far as updating them via the app on your phone and things like that. They offer really good, clean, crisp audio sound, and that is really what you're paying for. So, I normally use this with my bigger cameras, my Sonys. But if you want to use this with your phones, it is possible. It's just you got to have a lot of different little pieces to connect. So I wouldn't recommend it, but it can be done. So hopefully this has been able to help someone out. And I'm going to drop a link below to this, as well as the newest model of the Wireless Pro. They have a new wireless, like a small wireless mini setup. I'll drop a link to that as well so you can check that out for yourself. But hopefully this has been able to help someone out. And until next time, Average Tech Guy out. Peace.